Check out carmarshal.com. The link is in the description. They help support us.
Hopefully everything is going okay. It looks a little blurry here on my end. I don't know what's going on with the feed. The raw feed looks good. Facebook looks a little blurry. So hopefully everything's coming through okay. I'm going to go through a few things. A statement, somewhat of a lengthy statement about some of the changes that's been made, and I'll be open to any questions and answer as many as I can. Good evening. Understandably so, many of you have questions about our significant changes here at Iontb.com. As discussed many times in the past, this site initially started for our first responders, many of which I worked with and knew personally. The site then grew exponentially outside that group thanks to many of you. It's been a steep learning curve during the past 5 years or so. It's hard to believe it's been that long. But there's been so many barriers to growth that we were presented with, beginning with experiencing constant negativity and receiving non-stop hateful messages. I began to understand that some people just don't like stories written about themselves or written about people that they know. Then a few people began to back up their dislike in the form of legal cease and desist letters. I quickly learned that a skilled media attorney could make these demands go away pretty quickly, given the vast legal protections given to reporters and the media. It's so very sad that recently the attacks against Iontb have just ramped up to a new level. An attack and threats that threatens our reporting that was initiated by a very powerful elected figure and their henchmen in the Pinellas County government. This attack is nothing less than disgusting, irresponsible, and demeaning, and was obviously intended to threaten and intimidate. It was a direct attack on a journalist, a direct attack on a citizen, with both protected rights granted by the Florida law and the U.S. Constitution. It was an attack that would never have occurred to any other mainstream journalist, as the backlash would be enormous, from both local and national groups, as well as various trade organizations. This is the same agency that reportedly defamed me in front of the Pinellas County Emergency Medical Services Group as well. Of course, nobody will ever go on record repeating what was said for the real fear of repercussions. And these are real repercussions. Pretty sad that when you volunteer your time to serve on a committee for the county in which you grew up in, that people ensure that you are being blackballed. I was born and raised here in Pinellas County and have positively contributed to so much in the area. This is a battle I cannot fight alone, and others that would like to speak out cannot, due to their fear of retaliation. The real losers in all of this are you, the citizens of this county, the same people that they vowed to protect and serve. Instead, you are left with filtered news that has been approved for your viewing pleasure. I truly fear for myself and for so many from the sick individual corrupted by power afforded to them by us, the voters. Some may say that giving up is giving in. I was trying to provide what many deemed to be a helpful service to so many in the community, with no financial gain or compensation for my thousands of hours of work, lost sleep, skipped meals. I have plenty of things to fight for in life, as all of you do. And I would rather use my excess energy to fight to raise my children, the next generation, to be honorable, honest, and much more ethical than the dirtbags I'm currently dealing with. Unfortunately, Iontb has no allies within the mainstream media and is not supported by any advocacy group. The mainstream media would be just as happy to see us cease operations. They may even have to do their job. Iontb will continue to work to investigate what prompted this attack through public records requests. This may just be a large endeavor that we're not prepared to fight, given our financial and resource limitations, along with questioning whether we'd ever see an honest turnover of the records. The amount of money to receive these records is out of line and far from reasonable. Again, part of the game. Again, these monsters continue to answer to nobody. To the rest of the mainstream media reading this or watching this, keep in mind that your silence of this kind, that silence of an attack on a fellow journalist, will lead to your rights being infringed next. To all of you in the media, I dare you to call me and investigate what really transpired. I'm eagerly awaiting your phone call. And I'm not the only independent media outlet being attacked in a similar way. Recently, there's been an attack of another independent media person attacked in a nearby county, with individuals even going after those sites' advertisers. We seem to be interrupting the cozy media-agency relationship. This, folks, is censorship in the simplest form. Unfortunately, people don't seem to take the First Amendment as seriously as some other constitutional amendments. In addition, many changes have taken place recently that challenge the existence of our service. Facebook has removed many news sites from user timelines, reducing the viewership of many of our posts. This has led to a sharp decrease in our followers seeing our posts, and many people asking about something that I had posted on earlier. Also, YouTube has all but stopped paying creators for placing ads in videos hosted on their site. Google has also drastically reduced the amount being paid for hosting ads on our website. Pretty scary to think how much Google and Facebook control the majority of the news that gets to you. Think about it. We're in big trouble. Iontb has incurred ever-growing expenses from legal fees, Freedom of Information Act, Freedom of Information request, web hosting, mobile app development, professional liability insurance, corporation fees, photo, audio, video, equipment, repairs, technology, and promotional material. Of course, none of this takes into account the time and energy to provide what we were, a non-stop, day-in, day-out information source. It's so sad that I'm being backstabbed by the very people that this website worked to recognize for their hard work and service. Thank God, the vast majority of men and women in uniform that understand what to serve and protect really means. It's so very unfortunate that they work for these morally corrupt leaders, disgusting people that I hope my children and your children never become. I have been received very well by many of these men and women on the streets of Tampa Bay, along with so many other departments and agencies that respect my right to do what I do throughout the county. I've even had recently frank discussions with many cities and agencies and departments to check what they really thought of Iontb. They had suggestions, but very much respected my rights. Maybe I made a rushed decision today, and we'll try to work through many of these issues given the true level of support we have here at Iontb. Maybe I just need some time to rethink all of this, but I'm currently very discouraged, as you could see, and so many things are going wrong at this time. I understand that many of you never saw the post asking for donations to keep the site going. However, in the time it was posted, I did collect some, and some significant and generous donations, mostly through PayPal. All of these donations have been refunded prior to announcement. I understand that so many of you cannot contribute financially to the site. I get that. But I was hoping that I could get a small amount from a very large number of people that could contribute to provide an ongoing working capital to not only maintain, but to grow the site. The hope was to grow and become part of the future of news distribution. The current mainstream delivery system of news dissemination is slowly dying off. I will answer some of your questions if they have not already been answered. One of the things I saw earlier was that I'm trying to make a subscription-based only service. This has never been my intention. This site works because of all of you. Your submissions help me to explore, to look for more information regarding an incident. You are truly my eyes and ears. Without being open to all the public, it would only limit the service of the site. I've always been honest to each and every one of you. If you have any questions, please ask. I'm not hiding anything. I will provide as many details as I can based upon the current circumstances. Iontb does more than breaking news. It has been offering drone services and providing video and photo services to so many customers, along with working on special projects that many of you don't see. In addition, it has also provided the mainstream media with videos and photos of incidents for broadcast. This is what I was referring to when I mentioned the word customers. Not in any way insinuating a certain class of follower, like a paid follower, or subscriber, or unpaid follower. As mentioned, I've suspended operations and will take some time to explore other options and work through some of these issues we're being faced with. Feel free to contact me with any suggestions, as my desire to help the community remains. Once again, thank you for your support. I'm going to look through some of your questions. Let me scroll back here and see if I could address anything, if I can. Nathan, the public due to help? I don't know at this time. Obviously, I'll hopefully release more information as I could find out. Unfortunately, normally I would say make sure you vote. Not sure voting matters anymore. It's which corrupt person you want to see in office. Pretty sad state of affair and sad to stay it. Start a fundraiser. Jeff, if you have some ideas on how to do that. Again, I raised a somewhat, pretty good sum of money in a short period of time. Again, when I look at operating expenses, what's it going to buy me, a month or two or more? I need some kind of ongoing capital to continue. I know many of you are disappointed. I get it. Again, what can you do to help? I'll try to, again, continue to converse and have that conversation with my followers and what we could do. If we could restart this up and we could take care of these issues, and anyone from the media wants to take on this beast, anyone in the government wants to take on this beast, be glad to get their help. My fear is I get corporate supporters, and the same individual will fight to threaten those advertisers as well, which is what happened in a county north of us. You're right. I report the truth, and people don't like to hear it. Open under a new name. I'm not sure why I would ever change the name. We are Iontb. They are crooks, yes. Bullies, yes. Same people that lecture about bullies. Again, I'm not quitting. I'm continuing to fight this. I do what I can. However, when you're fighting against individuals with and parties with millions of dollars in the coffers, best of luck to me. If there's things you want to know, feel free to contact me directly. They probably won't be publicly posted till I get through to this. Donations again, Sabrina. I could post again. I kind of need pledges of support. A lot of people did contribute money. But again, I don't want to keep coming back. I don't want to keep coming back every 2 months. Hey, I need money. I'm looking for operating expenses. I'm not looking to pay a salary. I'm not looking for a lot, but I don't want to keep begging for money. If I could come up with some way to do that and find out I'm going to raise a certain goal amount to carry for, say, a year versus a month or two, that would definitely be doable. Again, exploring those options. Again, this is a suspension. And if I could work something out, that's fine. And like I said, I know a lot of you didn't see the request for donations. At this point, that's suspended as well. Maybe there'll be another campaign at some other time. I need to work through some of these issues and continue to speak with certain individuals that hopefully could help me figure out what's going on here. Again, Tammy, it's not a threat. This isn't that, oh my God, if you don't donate, we're gone. We're here. We're suspending our breaking news operation at this point, and we will back to the drawing board and figure out what we truly need. And at that point, if we're going to continue and want to put up with our continued bullying and threats, we will disseminate to you what those needs are. And that may be during voting time as well. Not giving up. I did refund. I'm not going to take donations of $100 and shut down 3 days later. That's why I refunded it. Of course, I still have fees associated with that, but that's the way it is, and I didn't want to keep taking it until I had an actual goal in mind, and y'all could see what's been taken in. I want to be fully transparent, as I always have been. Yes, censorship, that's correct. I had worked on an app, again, dealing with the Apple's close to impossible, and what they approve and what they don't approve, and what features have to be into an app, and the expenses in that were very high as well. Lynn, I will definitely speak names at the appropriate time. I'm not going to bout any threats. I'm not mentioning names because of any fear. It is what it is, and if they want to send their goons after me, which they very well might do, that's fine. They got to do what they do. They got to live with themselves, and I have no problem living with myself. I don't know. There's lots of comments. Again, I do, Tommy. I have T-shirts out. I've got them stacked in the closet. I've got hats. I've got T-shirts. I was in the process of getting, bumper stickers made. You pledge monthly, Sabrina. That my intent was, when I started, I talked about starting a Patreon page, and Patreon is where someone could donate monthly, $1, $2. It wasn't meant to be a alternative source where it's a subscription only. If you give $2 a month, I'll send you stuff, but not put it on Facebook or not put it on my website. That was never the intention. It was a way that when you have a creator, a reporter, or someone such as myself that could count on a certain amount of money every month, versus a $100 donation here and a $5 donation here on PayPal, it would show me where I could have X number of people contributing X number of dollars per month that would allow me to work through and know what my expenses are and my resources, and what I can afford to spend to grow, to flourish, not just maybe just to maintain status quo where we are. And that was the intention of the Patreon account. A lot of people don't want their credit card information given there and automatically billed on a monthly cycle. I get that. And these are the things that I've got to try to work through. I know many of you want to contribute financially. But at some point I need to know what those contributions are. I need to set a goal in what those are and what I need to operate. I know it was been about 18 months, 19 months since I asked for money. I took in quite a bit of money at that time. This isn't money making. The money I'm getting from Google Ads is a joke. I'm not doing this for the money. I'm doing it for all of you. And again, this is, like I said, this is the loss to you guys. I'm going to have a lot more free time to do things that would be more financially advantageous to me. But again, I was doing it. There's always the haters. There's always the discouraging comments in the Facebook posts. Some people are sick, and we know that. We have an issue in this country. But people would post stuff, and just think of the time, trying to do this, so pretty much myself, to go out and read all the comments and to try to decide what should be deleted, what shouldn't be deleted, and then getting attacked because somebody posts something, they're one of my followers. It's craziness. And that's part of Facebook. I wish I could just turn comments off. But again, some of those comments are beneficial. They bring information into an incident or an event that what's going on that's beneficial. They're not all bad. Unfortunately, the negativity, the bad comments are what strikes home, that resonates at least with me, and I take it personally, and I probably shouldn't. 501c3. I don't need protection of me and my finances. There's no wrongdoing. Definitely protected from the threats. I've had attorneys involved that have spoken with some of these individuals that lie and tell stories. I'm good where I am with a LLC. Yeah, I know a nonprofit would possibly increase donors, that it would be tax deductible. I get that. If somebody wants to, that is knowledgeable about forming a 501c3, and if many of you feel that would be beneficial, I have nothing to hide. Fully transparent. I'd be more than happy to explore that option again if it's going to increase the amount of donors that would contribute. Thanks, William. Still wearing my hat and shirt that I had given to you, or you had contributed last time when I was giving out shirts. Again, I do have shirts. Many of you had contributed in the past through PayPal or GoFundMe. I think with a donation were mailed shirts, so there's quite a few Iontb shirts out there. Kimberly, yeah, I agree. Screw the haters. Unfortunately, I take it personal or too personal at times. You could always contact me, Jessica, on the Facebook page. Feel free to do that. Yeah, Don, freedom of the press. Good luck with that. I'm sure I missed some of your comments. I'll go through them later. Again, I'm always open. My contact information is on the website. Feel free to contact me with questions of things ongoing through Facebook. And if decisions are made here via changes in my mind or suggestions that have been sent to me through my contact information, and some kind of assistance and some working group of how we could move forward and not just stay status quo but grow and make these dirtbags squirm even more, I'm game. But until then,
Hey, Sheriff, we have a question about why your office, your intelligence division, is investigating private citizens for criminal investigation that happen to be activists that are overseeing your department. Why would you have your intelligence division investigate private citizens? We have done... Sir, we don't hate anyone. We love freedom and we love American people. And government is out of control. That's why you're seeing such a revolt nationwide. Why can't you just answer, why is Susan Edwards, your intelligence division, investigating private citizens? This should not happen.
Are you here to apply for a job?
Possibly I might be applying for a job, but that's irrelevant to my question. Why would you ask that question?
Well, enjoy the fair.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Excuse you?
Excuse me, sir.
So those of you that haven't
Wow.
been on a bike before, we're
Sheriff's
just
getting a little too pushy.
is
You
the
work
hard
for
part.
us, Sheriff.
And
Just
keeping
keep that in
up.
mind. At one time we respected you, but not with that type of attitude.
County. This is Charlotte County COPWATCH, and I wanted to explain what fair use is. You can use pieces of news articles if you're doing it for news reporting, you have commentary, and you're doing it for education purposes. So that's what fair use is, as you can see right here. Another reason why I wanted to make this video is to let you know I have just joined with Patreon. A nice thing with Patreon, I make no money on YouTube. They took the money away years ago, and so this is another way to give, and it's a nice thing too because you can give monthly. You can give $1, $5, $10, whatever. I do 4 to 5 hours a day on trying to wake the sheeple up on how corrupt it is and different ways that you can fight the corruption. So Patreon is a way that you can do it, and then of course the old way is still there. Donate to Charlotte County COPWATCH with PayPal or credit card. So keep that in mind. 4 to 5 hours a day. I make no money, but the corruption happened to me and I'm sick of it, so I'm trying to wake people up. But my wife would love it if some, if we could get some help out there. There's 47,000 subscribers. Just think if each one of you subscribers just gave a, let's say, actually, yes, $1 a month. 47,000 subscribers gave $1 a month. That would be awesome. That's not going to happen. But anyways, that would be great if it did happen. But do the math in your head. Just think about it. Like I said, 4 to 5 hours a day. I get no money from YouTube. YouTube has gone nuts. You can't do anything anymore. They're taking the money away everywhere. So these are a couple different ways that you can still help out with all this time that I put in. And as you know, I'm in a special situation where, at least I can do it. 4 to 5 hours a day. We have a cleaning company during the day. That's what allows me to do this, and we're debt free. So this is my hobby. I don't go fishing and all that other crap. I try to save the world. So help me out to make the wife happy, man. In fact, if you guys did give $1 a day, and there was 47,000 of you, and you did it, and each of you gave $1, and that was every month, oh my God, yes, I could quit. I could start suing them. Another idea too that we have is, if I got, some funds, we could actually contact everyone that has been ticketed and or arrested and put in jail and start sending them postcards to let them know we're here, and to see if everything went all right, and if it didn't, find out their story. So we could even do more investigations and more lawsuits. Lawsuits take money. So just think about that. 47,000 of you so far right now. $1 a day. $1 a month on Patreon, or $5 a month Patreon, 10, 20, whatever. Just do the math in your head. Help out. This is a lot of work every single day. Thanks.